What up? 3 in the morning, I keep saying I'ma fall asleep. My sleep schedule never changes. But yo, I would like to give a backstory for why I came up with this video idea. I recently watched Hamilton for the first time, the play. I know, I'm years late. That motherfucker is a banger though. If you haven't watched it, which I feel like I'm part of the 1% of the people on the planet that has access to streaming services that hasn't watched it. But if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. Amazing. But Aaron Burr, spoilers, is this character in the play where he's being portrayed as like the direct counterpart to Hamilton the entire time. They keep running into each other. They keep ending up in the same positions and everything. But we always see that Hamilton is the one that got the notoriety. He's the one who ended up placing over Burr. He always got the edge over him every single time. And Burr's always questioning himself. He's like, yo, why is Hamilton the one that gets everything and I'm not? But we see in the play, Burr literally was playing the bench the whole time. He never once said what he believed in. He never once the entire time said, this is what I'm fighting for. And I just find it so crazy that's like, because originally I'm thinking he must be plotting on some master plan. There's no way that you're someone who's fighting, who's so smart, so much potential in this world. You could have been a founding father, but no, you played the bench, trying to satisfy everybody, just going wherever the wind blows, hoping that the right people that you'll fall in line with the right people, trying to play in their shadow. But you want to be in the room with the people that talk the big boy conversations, like Hamilton, Jefferson, Washington, all of them. You want to be in that room, but if you was in that room, you'll be hugging the wall, trying to figure out whose side you want to take instead of throwing your own opinion out there. And that's something in the real world where we'll wait on the real world. Let's talk about another example. Yusuke Urameshi, Yu Yu Hakusho, one of my favorite anime of all time, top 2. Number 1's One Piece. But Yusuke, I remember there's this I can't remember if it was an anime episode or a movie, but throughout all of Yu Yu Hakusho, there was always this point of Yusuke's character where everybody points out he seems sort of distant from everyone else. He always felt like he was out of place, like he didn't belong wherever he went. And he never knew what it is that he was lacking. He never knew. And it got to a point where he's in this fight and the dude is like, there's no way I should be beating you so easily right now. Something else is bothering you so bad that you can't even win this. And he's like, it just kicked in. I don't know what I'm fighting for. From that quote and the crying for the moon, those is tattoo ideas themselves. But you can tie crying for the moon with that, because him crying for the moon is him because he doesn't know what's driving him. He just keeps clinging for something because he's so unsatisfied. And that unsatisfied feeling, it just comes from the fact that you don't even know what you're reaching for. You're just hoping that you're reaching up at something, and you're reaching up with your eyes closed, hoping that you just grab something worth holding on to. That's just not how that goes. You gotta have your beliefs as a man, in the words of Inky Johnson. No, in the words of Eric Thomas, as a man, all you have is your belief. All you have is your people and what you stand for. That's all we worth. That's all we're worth. What we stand for. That builds everything that we have about us. You gotta have something that you driving for. You gotta have something that you fighting for. The people that ended up in the biggest spots, they didn't do that by simply listening to what everyone else said. Because if you listening to what everyone else said, guess what? Them people that you listening to, they don't want you over them. Nobody wants you over. Nobody truly is looking at you and hoping that you go above them. Well, there is people like that, but it's rare for you to come across them, especially in a job, especially in a workforce. In a workforce, you're gonna be sitting there, you listening to your boss. Your boss don't want you to get in a higher position than him. He wants you his underling, do his job for him. That's the whole point. Your boss got there because he was able to climb the ranks because he knew that's what he wanted. And no matter what anyone else told him, he knew that's what he wanted. That's what he was going for. That's what he was fighting for, that top spot. That's why in Hajime no Ippo, when Ippo was calling the top lonely, Takamura was like, don't call the top something like lonely. I like to see it more as exceptional. That's exactly what it is. It's exceptional people at the top, people that didn't go for anything. Because another quote, they was like, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. That's exactly what Aaron Burr did. And that's why when he was running for president against Thomas Jefferson and everything, and he thought that Hamilton was just going to automatically go for him. But time and time again, whenever Hamilton was trying to tell Burr, you are so much better than you think you are, what are you waiting for? Just do this with me. When he was trying to write the new Constitution and he needed Burr's assistance, Burr was like, I'm just gonna wait and watch what plays out. And Hamilton was literally like, what are you waiting on? Why do you never take action? This doesn't make sense. Someone as gifted as him. And because Hamilton knew that, and Jefferson, even though Hamilton and Jefferson didn't agree on anything, the fact is that they didn't agree because Jefferson was clashing so much, just going banger for banger with Hamilton the whole time, fighting for what they believed in the entire time. So at least Hamilton knew what he stood for. Nobody knows what Burr stood for. Nobody know. If you can't show, you should be able to wear that shit. You should never have no shame in it. You should be able to wear what you stand for. Walk around, paint that shit on your shirt if you got to. And you walk out with your chest out. And you tell niggas, this is what I believe in. I refuse to back down from my core beliefs. You gotta stick to your guns. I know it's, man. I almost said something. No, I am gonna say it. Because what I look like, I know someone throughout their whole beliefs, just because someone else gave them a little something that they thought they never had. You gotta stick to your core beliefs. You gotta stick to your core beliefs. You gotta stick to your guns. You gotta stick to your grit. That's the whole point of who we are. That is the whole point of who we are. Because at the end of the day, we was made to worship the Most High. We was made to give glory. And since we talking about the Most High, I can give you a verse where I can't remember the exact verse, but I was literally thinking about the John yesterday where he was like, the righteous man may be persecuted on earth, but that's okay because his reward is in heaven. The man who fought for what is right may not be rewarded immediately, but when he gets up there, he gonna have it all. You fight for what's right. You fight for what you know, regardless of if people laugh at you. That don't matter. It don't matter. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Them people that's laughing at you, they probably ain't even dreaming as big as you, gang. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, stick to what you know. Just stick to what you know, man. Just stick to what you know, man. That's it. We gonna go back to anime videos. I don't know if I got any more thoughtful videos. Do I? I probably do. You know, I be pondering. But yeah. That's it for this one. Y'all boys, go watch. I've been dropping. My fairy tale video just finished uploading. Took like 3 days for that. My One Piece review dropped. I didn't review the latest chapter because it just crushed my spirit so much. I'm sorry, that panel of him climbing the mountain, bro, that just crushed my soul. You won't believe how bad I tweet. I literally was like, oh. I couldn't review it. My heart just couldn't take it. My heart couldn't take it. Did I drop anything else? Just go look at my recent videos, bro. Like this one, subscribe, all that dandy stuff. You feel me? Your boy said, I'm out.